You sound better than Danny Cho.
Thank you. I love that that's recorded. We can tell them.
Damn, look at that, they broke the mold. Give you some more, make you overdose. Damn, look at that, they broke.
What's your favorite Korean show?
Okay, so I was just telling somebody about this. I went through different periods where I was watching a lot of Korean dramas, and then that was again more in the 90s and 2000s. I haven't watched a lot, but during COVID, I got obsessed with Crash Landing on You because they're just beautiful. It's the craziest storyline I could ever imagine. They made it work. I don't know. I was like, I cried so hard watching that, and it gave me so much more questions to ask about my heritage and what we've been through. You know, what are my ancestors, my grandparents, my parents, what they all went through as people, and how we got here, and how we're all making the best of what we can. So that's like a more recent one, but like the really recent one, I told you I was sick recently. I got COVID for the first time ever, really recently, and I watched Our Blues because my friends recommended that.
Okay.
Was it called in
the
Korean?
one with 우리들의 블루스. Yes.
우리들의 Blues. It was so good. Oh, it was so good. I was laughing so hard. I cried so hard. I wanted more episodes. I was so sad when it was over, and I really wanted to watch more. But I really appreciate the message of what that show was sharing, and you know that we all go through so many hardships. Like life can be extremely devastating, and it's also so beautiful. And there's so much to just celebrate and appreciate and continue to have hope and put our intentions towards that. It was just, I could cry thinking about it now.
I have to watch that show. I haven't watched it. Not yet.
Okay. What is there a show you recommend to me? What should I watch next?
Have you ever heard about Moving? Disney Plus in Korea, but I think it's on Hulu, maybe.
Okay.
It's like Korean superhero like TV series.
Very cool.
Yeah, but it's a little different from like Marvel or DC, like little different.
I like that. I like seeing the difference. It's cool to compare how different it is.
It's like 20 episodes. So.
Okay. You want to know a fun fact? Is I'm actually doing dubbing now. I'm doing dubbing work for Korean dramas.
Currently you're working on
so Korean dramas have the English dubbing voice.
Yes.
So like English speaking audience can just listen to it in English. So I did my very first Korean drama. I don't know what it's called in Korean, but it's Behind Your Touch. It's the one where if you touch someone's butt.
I think it's called 힙하게.
Okay. Yeah, I did dubbing work for that.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So it's a really cool job, very different, very new world. Every time I work in this industry, I get to learn a lot of new skills and a lot about just different parts of the world. It's really fun.
In the game, Songbird is a netrunner in the FIA with powerful abilities, but she seems to be a character with quite a complex background and personality. It's actually Daniel said, the assassin character from the Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
Okay.
The character was very similar, but what kind of character do you think Songbird is?
I think Songbird, she's a mystery to a lot of the players. Like, again, it's a journey. You're alongside each other, but you're still figuring everything out, right? I'd say Songbird, she's crafty. She's incredibly smart. I think she's very confident in her abilities. I think that's, her weapon, right? Like it's her brain, her ability to do the work that she does. But she definitely does have a past. She is a soul that has been through a lot. There's a lot of reasons why she has her agenda that she does, and the way that she goes about it. I think that's something that I'm learning through all the characters that I get to play. Whether you play a good guy or a bad guy, the spy could be the good guy or bad guy. Depends on whose perspective you're looking at. I think that's what's so intriguing about games like Cyberpunk and films where it's not clear, right? And you wonder, is this person good or bad? And to me, I think that's a lot of related to life. Like it depends on who you ask. There are people that clearly fall more into the good category, bad category. There's a lot of people that we are humans and we make choices and we make mistakes and we make decisions that some some people like and some people don't like, right? So it depends on like who you ask. And because there's so many choices in this game, the version of Songbird that you're going to encounter, her personality or to know her story or why she is the way that she is, that's dependent on what you choose. So there's a lot of players that are playing this game. They reach one end, they go back and play it again because they want to take a different path and find out what happens if I choose that. So it's been really cool to see the different reactions depending on what people choose. And I think Songbird, I think she has a tremendous amount of heart. She's a very deep person. Besides just having, intelligence or being crafty, I think there's a lot of depth to her. And that's the part that I really connected with and I like a lot about playing her.
So usually, do you prefer playing good guys or bad guys?
I don't know. That's funny. Good question. That's funny because I think before, when I originally wanted to be an actor, depends on who you are. I think I always originally wanted to play good guys. I want to play the hero or the heroine, but I also like to see the dimension of a person. The interesting stories come out of watching people deal with obstacles. And when you do deal with obstacles, you're naturally going to see parts of a person that are not necessarily their best side. When they're fighting for their life, you may see really, really ugly parts of a person. Their anger, their temper, their, sneakiness, their weakness. If they're a coward, and they're just fearful, you're not going to always see the best parts of a person. And so I wouldn't necessarily categorize that as good guy or bad guy, but I like to see a full human being. I think having only access and seeing good side of anything is kind of boring sometimes. And it's just it's not honest in a way. Like we all have different flaws, but that's what makes us interesting. So I think I'm just really drawn to interesting characters that are fully dimensional and have a point of view about something that reveals something to people who are watching about the human condition. That's what I think I'm really interested in being and showing.
Is there any chance to meet Songbird in Cyberpunk animated series? There's already has one animated series in Netflix.
Right, Edge Runner.
Have you watched that?
I haven't watched it yet. No, I would really like to. I have no idea if we're ever gonna where we'll see Songbird next or if we'll see them next. I think that's completely up to a completely separate set of creatives. I really hope we can.
I hope so.
Come back. Yeah, I would love to come back. It'd be great.
Please tell us what kind of activities you would like to do as an actor, as a podcaster, and as an entrepreneur in the future. I'm very curious.
Oh, that's a great question. As for the future, I would love to keep acting in all the great projects that will have me. To me, I'm really excited that for acting, I think it's something that, and even film, just in general, this creative universe, you can do it until forever. There's no really set expiration date, or the character just changes based on how you grow older and change as a person. So that's something I think, forever. I don't see any end to that, of wanting to be an actor in film or do voiceover. I think video gaming is such a new universe for me, and I really enjoyed it. So if I'm, asked to come back to Cyberpunk or do another video game, that would be amazing. But also animation and things like that, that'd be great. But in the other part of me, I'm naturally kind of like a producer. I have a side where I want to create worlds that other people can act in and tell different stories. So I'm definitely working on some projects. I'm moving forward on a lot of productions that I want to create. There's some that are, I think really majority of my stories that I want to share that I'm creating are Korean American. They're naturally Korean American because that's the perspective that I know that I can speak on and I have a point of view about. And then as a producer, I do have aspirations to, have a production company and help other productions come to exist. That's something that I've been learning again for a long time, the entertainment industry, how it works, building relationships and finding different people to collaborate with and people who are interested in, other stories that are not told that commonly in mainstream media, at least in America. I really want, this is actually a great question to say to you. I really want to make a production with Korea. I would love to make a movie or a show to share the story between the difference of the Korean American experience, how it crosses over into Korea. Because, I've been visiting for a lot of my life and I have my perspective on some of the things, the cultural differences and some of the pain points that I have. And some of the shared pain that I feel with Korean people, and then how different I feel from them as well. Things I admire, some things that I don't understand. And I think that would be a really cool project and a story to create in the future. So that's something I would really love to happen. So yeah, I think just storytelling in general, and the podcast that I have, I've just done for fun. It's just fun to interview people, to share their story and to get to know their point of view. So I probably will continue to do the podcast, but right now I think the acting and writing and directing and producing is kind of taking the center stage right now. And hopefully, you know, everything works out and I'm able to get the resources and the good relationships to keep those projects moving forward. Oh, that's my plan.
Have you ever thought about podcasting speaking Korean?
한국말 연습해야 돼요.
I think you sounds better than Danny Cho.
Thank you. I love that that's recorded. We can tell Danny that.
Maybe he knows more vocabulary than
He
you,
does.
maybe. But
Yeah.
when you talk, like it's very like natural. Like intonation is very natural.
저는 소리를 들으면 I can copy it well.
Oh,
그러니까
wow.
얘기할 때는 사람들이 막 they think that I can speak more Korean than I can because I think my pronunciation might be better than it leads. Yeah, so it's a mixed bag. 전 할머니랑 얘기할 때는 잘할 수 있는데 지금 인터뷰할 때는 잘 안 하는 것 같아요.
잘하시는데. 되게 잘하시는데.
We get to ask the comments, ask them what they think. It's like,
교포 그렇게 많이 그렇지가 않아요, 진짜로.
oh, really?
응.
Interesting. When I'm in Korea, I feel like I'm really obviously 교포. But that's, you know, that's just my point of view.
What would you like to say to many gamers around the world who meet Songbird for the first time through Cyberpunk game?
I feel like anything I say will like spoil things. I personally, at the end of the day, I understand Songbird. I don't, you know, she's a full human being, but that's turned into a machine. But she has her journey, her past, her choices. But again, a lot of that is up to you. So I say whatever you choose. I wish you the best. Like have a good journey. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good answer.
Could you answer the same question as a songbird? Like you're in the character.
Hey Chooms, we have a shot at getting out of here together. I say you gotta roll with me on this one, trust me, and let's make it out of Night City together.
Lastly, say hello to people who got to know Minji after watching this video. If possible, please say something in Korean too.
Thank you so much for tuning in. It was so great to share my story with you. I really hope that it was, you know, entertaining. I hope that you play Cyberpunk. If you do, that you enjoy it. And so much love to Korea, to my roots, and to everybody tuning in. You know, I hope that you enjoy all of this and stay safe and be happy. And 다시 만날게요. See you next movie.